I can't believe who they have as Dracula in this. They're bringing back the classic monsters. And I'm really hoping, aside from this, that they'll keep making more modern twists on it. I will say, with a plot like that, I don't think there's another vampire movie like this. 2022 was a great year for horror, and I feel like this is just continuing into 2023. Welcome to the Nostalchica. If you clicked on today's video, then you very well know why we're here. Today's makeup is inspired by today's trailer, so let's not waste any time and get into it. Right, Betty?
Sorry to interrupt. Are you okay? I need to get out of a toxic relationship. Why don't you start by telling us...
Okay, Universal, bringing back the monsters, the original Dracula, Frankenstein, the creature of the Black Lagoon. We see that revival. Let's see, Universal. Let's see what you got.
Brought you here. My boss, he's different.
You can't get him out of your head.
No.
I need your assistance.
I'm coming, Master! Oh!
So we have a boss and employee relationship going. I'm loving the background, the lighting, the spookiness of it all. Very what we do in the shadows, los spookies. If you know, you know.
Like he could destroy you with the snap of his fingers.
Wouldn't even need to snap. Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, what?
Renfield.
Did you see that venue? If that was real, I'd be there right now. Somebody please make it happen. A ride, a restaurant, a theater, something.
Bring innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
And I just want a normal life again. But this modern world is a dangerous place.
This whole part is kind of reminding me of The Mask. Do you remember from the 90s with Jim Carrey? The club scene and then the bad guys come in. That's just my first thought. No. I like to get spooky on this channel, but eating bugs,
Thank you. You saved my life. Did I watch you cut a guy with a decorative serving platter?
It's in the wrist.
Awkwafina's in this. I don't think she's done anything spooky. I think this is her first chop at that, and if it is, I'm living for a spooky Awkwafina, spooky Fina.
Let me explain. My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
You bring people to eat? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
But if you were to stop.
I don't think she's wrong though. If he's getting food for a vampire, then she's right. And the eyes, of course, with vampire eyes, very on theme.
Focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on.
No! Some call me the Dark One. Others, the Lord of Death. To most, I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with...
Nick as a vampire, he's really serving with the outfit and the teeth or the fangs, the nails. I did talk about this in my other video, so I did know Nick was in it, but to see him all dressed up in the official trailer is really something else. I'm all here for it.
A bit more than just narcissism here.
Now, let's eat.
So Universal's really doing it. They're really getting inspiration from way back, the classic monsters, Dracula, Frankenstein. The list goes on. I'm really hoping, aside from this, that they'll keep making more modern twists on it. I will say, with a plot like that, I don't think there's another vampire movie like this. Universal is smart for having that influence of their classic monsters, and this is what you get. It's really the perfect mix of Universal's dark universe, What We Do in the Shadows, just like all together and rolled into one. I can't believe who they have as Dracula in this. It really caught me by surprise. I don't think anyone would have thought this, but I really think it's perfectly cast. Can you imagine the music in this thing? Like, I'm ready. So enough of the trailer. Let's look at what the comments are on the video and see how people are feeling about it. That's always a great indicator of what's to come. First comment says, I love that Nicolas Cage always gives 100%. It doesn't matter if the script is gold or complete crap. He knows how to commit and gives it his all. It's been so long since I've seen a Nick Cage movie. Like in Valley Girl, I loved him in that. Now that's a throwback, like from the 80s. To see him in this one is gonna be a nice refresher on his acting and his style and just seeing him in general. Ooh, this person caught something I didn't. They said, I love the part where the counselor invites Dracula in and Renfield freaks out. Vampires can supposedly only enter if you give them permission. That is true. How did I not catch that? This is a sweet comment. I admit I always had a soft spot for Mr. Cage, but seeing his entrance as Dracula really made me laugh in a good way. This could really be fun to watch. I agree with that. I think this does look like a fun watch. Very entertaining at least. Someone wanted to bring attention to Nicholas Hoult, or Holt, however you pronounce it. Everyone is talking about Nick Cage, but Nicholas Hoult is also a great talent. Loved him in Warm Bodies and Young Beast in X-Men franchise. I've never seen or heard of this actor before. I'm not a real big X-Men franchise person, but now I know, and we'll definitely look up this other Nick, which I also like that there's two Nicks in this. Maybe he did a spooky movie or show in the past I don't know about. If so, I'll look it up. Ooh, I just checked. Nick Hoult was in Warm Bodies and The Menu. I still have to watch The Menu, but I do see some spooky experience there. Ooh, thank you to this person. Watch The Vampire's Kiss. It's an early career expression of Nick Cage being everything you love about Nick Cage. Definitely adding to the list. It just occurred to me, what if they did like Valley Girl, but vampire style? That would be really cool if they just combined both worlds. And like on this channel, we love spooky and nostalgia all in one, which that would be a pretty perfect combination. Just throwing it out there. Another thing I didn't catch in the trailer, I knew he was eating something, but I was just taken aback by everything. Someone says, I love how eating an insect gives him power. In the Bram Stoker book, Dracula's servant feeds insects to rats and rats to a cat and then eats the cat, or some combination of animals. But it starts with insects, because he says if you eat a creature, you gain its life force. Such a cool way to call back to the original Renfield. I had no idea of that whole process. It sounds like a lot. It's already, I feel like, a process for us humans to eat, but for vampires, or in this case Dracula, to feel like he's consumed enough, that is extra. But again, like this person says, it is a nice homage to the original. Ooh, love this comment. This is totally giving me 70s campy Dracula movies, and I'm here for it. Me too, girl. We all love a good 70s throwback. Another comment got some What We Do in the Shadows vibes, and Nick Cage being in this movie is a huge win. See, people are recognizing that influence. Someone said this perfectly, and I thought of this while watching the trailer, saying a servant of an immortal and evil being wishing to be free from his contract isn't a plot you see often. That is so true. You know, all the horror movie tropes, Friday the 13th, Halloween, The Shining, it's always a group of kids stalked by someone and then ended, or something awry happens at a hotel, a cabin in the middle of nowhere. But when you have a plot here where it's a relationship between two people and one person wants to be free of that relationship, that really is something I feel is unique here. And it's not fully horror, but it has something different, and I do appreciate that too. Hope you had a fun ride watching that. So far, it looks like a lot of the commenters are really here for it. I mean, you just see that line throughout, and I am too. What are your thoughts on Renfield? Would you go see this? Let me know in the comments below. If you could think of any songs perfect for this movie, also let me know below. In 2 weeks, I'll be back with some more nostalgic, spooky content, sometimes a little bit of both. If you want more of that content in between videos on here, I do post pretty regularly on Instagram at the Nostalchica. If you ever have any recommendations as to what to talk about, it could be a spooky topic, a nostalgic topic, or a mix of both, let me know on here. Tell me on Instagram, and I'm happy to consider talking about that next. Recently did a Scream and Friday the 13th takeover, so that's all on Instagram if you want to see. It'll be in my highlights, highlighting some shops and businesses, as well as events that you can do surrounding certain spooky movies, shows, and all that. I did cover Renfield recently on another video of mine where I talk about 2023 movies and shows to look out for, spooky and nostalgic edition, which I'll put up here or in the comments below so you can see, other than Renfield, what's out there for this year. I also want to make a correction in my previous video about Renfield. I briefly talked about it, but I thought Nick was Renfield and not Dracula, but I stand corrected. Nick is Dracula and Renfield is his servant, who was totally another character played by Nicholas Hoult. So I did want to correct that. As always, thank you for watching from the bottom of Betty's heart and mine. We appreciate it. Stay safe and keep persevering. Nostalchica